I pulled my hamstring today learning the WAP dance, and I am not proud of that.
Roll the intro music.
Wild Til 9! Are you ready?
Yep, let's go home.
Hi guys, welcome back to Wild Til 9, our weekly podcast. I have a moose on my lap currently.
Special guest tonight.
Yeah, special guest moose. So if there are some non-human-like sounding sounds, it's probably Jeremy, but if not Jeremy, it is Moose, our mini bull terrier.
And for those of you that don't watch the video, he is a handsome, well-trained stud. That's it.
Yeah, that's all. That's all you need to know, honestly. And he's very cute. So if you're listening to the audio portion, go follow him on Instagram or something, or maybe just go look at his face. You can visualize him being very cute during the podcast. Okay. Anyways, hi. We are back. Welcome to episode 5. Oh my God, we're doing it.
Fuck.
I know.
I got a little feedback that there's a little swearing in this podcast.
Yeah.
And that's going to continue.
I know. I think I've broken the hearts of a few 12-year-olds who no longer feel like I'm appropriate to watch. And I want to say that I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm just not. You know what? I was family friendly for so long that it is time now to release this side of me to the world because it's been in hiding.
We're still family friendly. It's just family friendly after a glass or two of wine.
And a few little fuck bombs, it's, I don't know.
On to the content.
So this is a great time to stop, drop, roll, rate the podcast, subscribe, and download on your podcast streaming platform of choice.
Really, it's doing quite well so far, and I'd love for it to continue to do well.
And we're surprised, honestly.
I am shocked. And if you're on YouTube, can you comment below what podcast player you use? Because we're trying to figure out, is it Apple? Is it Spotify?
It's for science, so just let us know if you listen to podcasts elsewhere outside of YouTube, since YouTube, I guess, is the only place they can leave a comment.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Apple, you can do your rating review.
Right.
And I'm sure there's random ones that you can.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, babe, I have a question for you.
Okay, before you ask that question, last episode was me getting fucking railroaded the entire time.
Okay, graphic. Okay, but you know what? Episode 3 was me getting roasted for the last quarter. So I feel as if we're even.
What's the question?
You can break this down in either a ratio or a percentage is fine.
Okay.
Or if you want to list them all out, that's also acceptable.
Okay.
But I'm curious to know how many times, what is the percentage, the ratio, the breakdown of how many times you have been broken up with versus being the breakup like the receiver of the news that they don't want to be with you anymore?
For the longest time, my memory obviously lapsed in my favor, and I thought that I haven't been broken up with. I've always been the breaking up with. And then I was thinking about this question, and when we kind of talked about the shit a little bit earlier, I've definitely been broken up with.
How did they do it? Not that I have any plans or ask. How did they do it?
Poorly. They did it poorly. They handled it poorly. No, it was all very, it's all childish shit. You know what I mean? The problem is that when you're young, you don't know how to cut shit off.
Well, how old were you? What's young here?
Well, the youngest was 7th or 8th grade, my very first girlfriend.
Oh, but that's you can have your friend go tell them, you can throw them a paper plane with
I did this thing where I didn't really date, whatever, girls.
You didn't want to be locked down in grade 7?
It's too much baggage. No, I didn't date many girls at my school. So it was.
Oh, we liked the exotic kids from the other schools?
Yeah. Like the Catholic school.
From the next neighborhood over? Okay.
Yeah. And so I don't know if it was a text or a call. It was definitely not in person. And what's funny is.
That's scary for a grade 7 or.
No, what's fucked up is that the person that I think my first girlfriend left me for.
Okay.
In 7th or 8th grade. Mm-hmm. My second girlfriend also, I think, left me for that same guy.
That same guy?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
he must have been putting down them good peck kisses.
I think his name was Joey. I don't know his last name, and if I did, I would say it. But fuck you, Joey.
Wow. I wonder what Joey's doing now. Oh my God. Just give me a few details of his life and I'll track him down.
We'll follow up with that.
Okay. Wait, so you didn't answer the question though. What's the ratio? What's the percentage?
I think 5 to 1.
5 to 1, you've been the breaker upper.
Yes. Breakup, yeah.
Interesting. Do you have a technique? Like, do you have like a go-to method?
No, I don't like it. But as someone who doesn't mind saying things that are
abrasive, rude, kind of out of the blue, harsh.
All rude. I'm not good, at least I wasn't very good at communicating that in a way that wasn't either this is how I feel and this is how I'm going to feel tomorrow and that's the end of this. Or on the other side of like, yeah, I mean, like, it's like, I mean, I'm still having fun, but you know, like I wasn't ever to really be able to like find that center. And I think the next time I break up with somebody, I'm going to nail it. Okay.
So that implies that we're not going to be together forever. Okay, got it.
We of course can be together forever.
Got it. 5-1. That's like pretty good. That's like you have been the heartbreaker. Not that there's not obviously like heartbreak involved when you break up with someone. Like that is totally not what I'm implying at all. Right. But I mean, it is nice. Not nice, but the perspective could be that it is a luxury to be the one who kind of makes the call.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, before high school, although it seems like the world's ending, the world kept spinning. But yeah. It's a sad 4 hours.
4 hours? Wow, you dealt with that shit quick.
Okay, it's a sad couple hours. Well, you get over it. Here we are.
You did survive.
Same question.
Okay. I am. I have been the break-up-er 100% of the time.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, there was one time where it was mutual-ish, but it was my initiation of expressing breakup crumbs.
Eloquent. Yeah, I could see that. But who would break up with you, babe?
Who would break up with me? Better not be fucking you.
I would never. You'd kill me.
I would probably kill you. No, I wouldn't kill you. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, that was a nice question. Thank you for that. My question is post breakup.
Okay.
When is it okay for you, either the person that broke up with someone or got broken up with, when is it okay for you to hook up with the next person? What's the time duration that needs to pass?
Oh, God. I mean, I feel like you can look at this a few different ways because, like, okay, there's the black and white perspective. It's like, okay, you just broke up with me. I am now officially single as of 10 minutes ago when you dropped that bomb on me or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like you can look at it that way and being like, I can officially go dig around with whoever I want right now because I am not in a committed, loyal relationship. So I think there's like that perspective. So I'm not judging anyone if they literally turn around from being broken up with or break up with someone and go sleep with someone else. I also think that like if I was in a relationship and someone was going to cheat on me, I would feel better about getting broken up with and then them immediately leaving my house and going straight to their bedroom. Like I would feel better about that morally, I think, if I was in that black and white area of like being broken up with or not.
What's the fastest turnaround that you've personally witnessed? And by witnessed
or been a part of?
Participated.
Probably a week.
Okay.
A week?
Do you feel good about that answer?
Like, do I feel good about the doing of the action or do I feel good about the truthfulness to my answer?
The latter.
You know what? It was probably within like a 5 to 10 day window, I think.
Like a business days?
Yeah, 5 to 10 business days. I was back in action.
Got it. Okay. Got it. What's the longest? A week?
5 to 10 business days.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
so it's all about
got it.
But
I mean, we've talked about this in other podcasts, is that like when I break up with someone, I have probably stayed in the relationship longer than I should have to begin with.
Right.
And I have really like, it's kind of like beating a dead horse. Like after the relationship I know is dead, it takes me a while to accept, we talked about this before, but like accept the failure of that relationship and like moving on. So I've probably already overextended myself in that relationship. So once I hit that like black and white switch of like, okay, are we together or not? I'm like, I'm a free bitch, y'all, and go do my thing.
Got it. Okay.
I would love to hear that question on your end because I have a little.
Do you want me to answer the question or do you just want to allude to the answer?
Yeah, answer the question. Yeah.
Minutes, hours.
Minutes.
No, not
hours.
minutes. Hours.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I will say, unless like I'm forgetting one.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them were like, okay, I broke up, I'm coming over. It was the deed has been done, and I was like, I feel bad about myself and sad. Let me go try and replace this in some unhealthy manner.
Oh, that's
Boom.
healthy.
I said unhealthy manner.
Yeah. No. We've all been there. We've all been there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I have so many more questions for the girl perspective on this, though.
Okay.
Okay. So speaking of duration and time.
Okay.
When is it okay for you, or when I say you, for you or people that are like you or
Whomever.
Yeah, whomever, to fuck a boyfriend or girlfriend of a friend?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Ex, obviously.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, my gut reaction is never, because that shit is girl code. But I think it depends on how close you are to that friend. If it's like an actual friend, the answer is never. Like fucking never. Like you don't do that. That makes you a shitty person, and you should not do that. No, because you would have had to do something bad to get in love. You don't just fall in love with someone being like, oh my God, gray sweatpant ween, I love you. I mean, that's how it works for me, but not for everyone else, you know?
Got it.
So it's like, you don't just fall in love with someone out of nowhere. Like something has to happen, and you had to have betrayed a friendship for that to happen. So with
it's not that I disagree here. I'm just...
Yeah. No, I get it. So with a friend, never okay, not okay. If a friend does that to you, cut them because that is not a true friend.
Not physically.
No, oh yeah, no, just mean like cut them out of your life,
right.
like snip them out of your, yeah.
Right.
Okay. But then I think, I think it's tricky. There's definitely gray area here when it's like an acquaintance. I mean, I think it depends, again, like what your relationship is with the acquaintance, when you might have met that person in relation to the mutual friend. I don't know. See, things get fuzzy here because I think that I'd have to have like a specific scenario to be like, okay, this is how much time I think needs to pass before you can sleep with them. But I think proceed with caution no matter what, and go with your gut, because if it feels wrong, it might be.
Okay.
It might not. I don't know. I've never been in that scenario where I'm like treading lightly or walking on eggshells because it's a friend's friend or something, or a friend's ex even.
Right.
So I don't know. Why? What's the male perspective on that?
Well, I don't know if it's, I'm not going to speak for all males here, but from my perspective specifically, I don't think it's that complicated really. I think it's very much should you do it? No. The only time and reason you should do it is not a time and a duration or this or that. Is this act that you're about to commit with this girl or guy worth losing that friend forever?
For sure. Yeah,
and if you can answer that, I don't care, whatever.
Wait, that's actually great advice though, because that helps define the fuzzy gray area.
Totally, because if you are not willing to potentially...
But here's the thing though, is that, sorry, not to cut you off, but I had a little light bulb moment. If I just feel like some people are blinded by dick. You know what I mean? So, and this is the straight female perspective. And there are so many other combinations of this perspective, but I mean, like, if there's a girl who's so in love with a dude, like, or the idea of the dude, they probably don't even know the guy that well, but they're so in love with the idea of like hooking up with a friend's ex. And in that moment, they're like, yeah, like, I mean, we haven't talked in like 6 months. Like, it's fine, whatever. Like, I don't even think we're that close. And then they go and do that, and then it doesn't work out, and then they can't rekindle that friendship. And they're like, ah, damn, like I should not have done that. So it's tough.
It's not that tough because you did the act and someone is hurt. There goes that friendship. That person has every right not to trust you again.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Okay, so that, I mean, maybe I guess that's good advice. That is good advice.
What do you like?
I think I just overcomplicate things.
You?
I overcomplicate things.
No.
And like I'm so scared of hurting everyone's feelings.
You are.
I'm so scared.
Yeah, but that's sweet.
Yeah, it complicates things.
It does. But also, like, I think friendships, and obviously it's your style of friends, and like, you know, your pal, but like, you need to be able to be honest about what's going on in life in all aspects, and this included.
Absolutely. I mean, friendships are relationships. They truly are. Like, obviously, like, you're not fucking, or maybe you are fucking, I don't know. But like, the communication needs to be there for it to be a strong relationship, just like generally speaking. I feel like there was something that happened in my friend group, and we had like the most honest, open conversation, and everyone was just like thriving on like the level of communication that we were like working with and everyone was putting into the friendship.
What an incredibly ambiguous story.
You know what? I don't even remember what it was about. Like, it wasn't even anything. Like, I think it was literally someone overcomplicating something within the friend group. But no, yeah, everyone communicated so well. And I feel like that is just like, I'm 27 now, and it's like, oh, hell yeah. By like 27, we finally fucking figured out how to talk to each other and like be honest and open and communicate. Like, congratulations. Like,
I can assure you in 5 years, we're going to look back and go, I knew nothing at 27.
I know. Well, I look at 22 5 years ago and I'm like, you were a literal child who knew 3 things.
If you asked Jeremy at 22 how much he knew, he thought he knew more then than I think I ever will know in my lifetime.
Right. Yeah. Your brain gets smaller, I think, as you get older, because you're like, this is what I actually know.
So not switching gears a ton, but going on to the friendship thing, can you, from your perspective, or have you been able to be friends with an ex?
I get this question in my DMs every goddamn day pertaining to just my last relationship. So it's been a fun question that just like gave me a little PTSD, I feel like.
Okay.
When you asked that. Anyways, I think in the past, generally, actually, no, I don't know. I thought I had an answer for that from my perspective, but it's kind of been all over the place in like different situations. The first boyfriend that I ever broke up with deleted me off Facebook before I even got home from driving home from his house, and I only lived 10 minutes away. Like, it was an immediate thing.
Right, and that I assume that Facebook wasn't as big as it is now, so like.
No. Like, he probably had to click through like 16 things to take us out of a relationship on Facebook and then delete me and then block me.
Were you removed from his top 8 on MySpace too, or?
I mean, we were past MySpace, but I definitely would have been booted from the top 8 on MySpace. 90s babies right now are like, MySpace top 8.
Meanwhile, Gen Z is like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, MySpace.
Tom? Okay.
Oh, Tom from MySpace. Anyways, and then my next relationship, I definitely became friends with them after time had passed. I think I initially had never had an experience where I'd been friends with an ex. So like I didn't really initiate it because like I didn't really consider that like the norm or anything. And I feel like when you break up, you don't always know how emotions kind of like simmer after a year has passed. If they're like totally over it, if there's still resentment there, like you don't really know if you're not in communication. Like, how would you know?
Right.
And so we ended up, I forget what, something traumatic in their family happened, and I reached out just to like make sure they were okay after it happened, and it like rekindled the friendship and was totally platonic and friendly and just like genuinely happy for each other. And that was like a super, super healthy like ex friendship. We didn't like hang out or anything, but like it was just like we would text each other once every other month. Like after I'd moved to LA, they'd be like, oh, like how are you doing? Like how's it been out there? Like, oh, I heard there's like hella fires. Like, are you okay? Like stuff like that. It was more just like well-being checkups because we'd spent so much time together and just like such a big part of each other's lives. And then later on, I think my last relationship was just like the most, what's the word? It sounds like somersault, tumultuous. Yeah, that's the one. I knew it had the right meaning. Can you define that for me really quick and say it one more time so I can say it again?
Tumultuous? It's not somersault.
Yeah, but it's like rocky, like chaotic, right?
Okay, yeah.
Is that right?
Sure.
Tumultuous.
Right.
Tumultuous. Please let me know if you learned a new word today, if you've never used the word tumultuous.
Or if we're fucking the definition of that up.
Yeah, right. Or if our definition is just totally wrong. I mean, that breakup was definitely the most tumultuous. And I don't know, some shit went down at the end that was a little more unexpected. So I think there was like, on top of already being so emotional from like breaking up from a long-term relationship, and relationships just like get more and more serious as you get older. And I feel like that's just a natural path.
Right.
But it was not only the most emotional, but then we had some like other shit go down on top of that was like unexpected. And so you're dealing with that as well. So I feel like there was just like emotions plus more emotions, and then a little more emotions, and then a little sprinkle of more emotions on top of that. So I think that there was a tougher situation to handle. And then we also had so many mutual friends. And so like some of our friends felt like children of divorce at the beginning, because it was just like, not that you have to choose a side, but it just naturally you hang out with one person more than the other.
Right.
And, they had to be a child of divorce for a little bit. But I think because of the industry that we are both in, It was a mature decision on both of our parts to make nice and be friendly and make it not awkward for mutual friends or even you to hang out with said ex. And it's been, I don't want to say forced, but it was the right thing to do. And I feel like it was very mature on both of our parts to be like, okay, for the sake of everyone else involved, including ourselves, this is something that we should work towards. It's like being friendly.
I don't think either of you were that mature in the beginning, but yeah, it blossomed.
Absolutely the fuck not.
Yeah, I think you were.
That's why I said tumultuous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that word means all the things that you think it means, but yeah, definitely.
Okay, well,
We don't need to look up the
define tumultuous.
Tumultuous means
Oh,
loud, confused noise, uproarious.
I tried to move Siri next to the microphone so you could catch it. Okay, so making a loud, confused, uproarious, excited, confused, disorderly. I would say disorderly.
Yeah, like one of those. Yeah. Yeah.
Confusion, disorderly. Yeah. Anyway, maybe that's not the right word, but there were lots of things that happened, lots of roller coaster of things, and I don't know,
You're making it more dramatic than it was. It was just some emotions, some shit got out of hand, it got back into hand, and then we're all friends again.
hell yeah. That was it. See, I'm overcomplicating.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
I'm overcomplicating and now I'm sweating.
I appreciate your honesty.
Oh my God. Okay, so I mean, from your perspective and your past relationships, just give me that question back. What's been your experience?
Can you be friends with an ex?
Yeah,
It's 100% situational.
I agree.
And if I've learned anything, and it might just be me, it's not about, I think I used to think that, oh, it was a bad breakup, we can never be friends. Or, oh, like things didn't work out, we can never be friends. Or like whatever that entails. I don't think it's really much about the breakup because time will fix that. It's not about who you were in the relationship. It's who you both become after the relationship, which really defines whether or not that's healthy.
That's some deep shit right there.
Yeah, these middle of the week after a workday podcasts,
Yeah.
complete different side.
Hit different.
Yeah, you want me to answer like a dickhead? Like,
I mean, that was like so deep. I was like, oh man, yeah, that was good.
but it's true. Like if I've dated 10 people, which I don't think I have, like maybe 8, 7, I don't know. If I've dated 10, there are half of them that I would enjoy getting a coffee with, and there's another half that I would either not be interested in or would prefer never drink caffeine again.
You would choose never drinking caffeine again than seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have anyone that I would go that intense with. Like that's, and maybe that's because I was always the breakup-er, and I feel. I mean, do you think it's less? Do you think it hurts less to be the breakup-er versus the breakup-y?
In the beginning, but then later on, I feel like you think about how like you could. I don't know. It depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
What's your? Oh my God, I hate myself. What's your breakup routine? Like, it's like a morning routine from like 2015 YouTube videos. It's like, I wake up and I turn off my alarm and then play Candy Crush.
I mean, like after being broken up with?
Yeah, what's your breakup routine? So we know you go and fuck someone 10 seconds later.
Okay.
That's number 1 on the list.
Okay.
And then?
I immediately hyper focus on all the things that person didn't like about me that obviously was like an insecurity.
Yeah.
And I spend 10 times more energy and effort on addressing those things. Like just the amount of like times that I'll just like get in hella good shape, start like reading more,
Were people
doing this,
body
doing that.
shaming you, babe?
No. But just like everything is just like, I'm going to be a better version of myself.
Right.
Like I think there are some people that when like shit hits the fan, they go into like, oh no mode, and it's like they recoil.
Yeah.
And there's some people who are like, I'm going to go off the deep end and do just like crazy shit. And there's some people that are like, I'm going to like focus on me. And
I mean, the breakup bod. Everyone
Right.
knows about the breakup bod. Like, that's so common where someone
you
like,
got my breakup bod.
oh,
and then
hell yeah.
It's just been...
You know what? Jeremy and I worked out with a trainer today for the very first time. Honestly, I hurt more from the WAP dance than I do that workout because I have been more consistent with my quarantine workouts. Jeremy,
I haven't touched a fucking weight in a year and a half.
I genuinely thought that you were going down. Like your face was so, I've never seen a face look so red and so pale in other places at the same time. I was genuinely concerned for your heart health.
I mean, I was good for the first like 40 minutes, but then I hit a fucking wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to my exes. No, like there are definitely some that like everything's cool, and there's the ones that are not. And like I don't see that changing, but it's not because of anything that's happened in the past. It's just like the person that I am today and the person that they are, they wouldn't be friends.
I genuinely am so embarrassed of this. Like, it's bad. But my screen time on just my phone is an average of 9 hours a day. And I got a headache just thinking about the eye strain I put myself through from the blue light emitted from my screens.
Working in tech and selling software means I sit in front of multiple monitors the entire duration of my day. I assumed my nightly headaches and blurry vision were stress and whiskey related until I started wearing my Blue Blocks glasses, even just a few hours a day.
So protect your eyes from harmful blue light with Blue Blocks clear computer glasses. They're designed under optics laboratory conditions and made to protect your eyes, all while looking super cute. Honestly, Jeremy in Blue Blocks gives me major Ryan Gosling vibes, and it's definitely not a bad thing.
Blue Blocks has over 20 stylish frames to choose from to match your style and even have them filled with your prescription, non-prescription, or readers.
I seriously am the queen of headaches and dry, watery eyes from overstraining, and my Blue Blocks glasses have made a noticeable difference.
Get your energy back, sleep better, and block out the unhealthy effects of blue light with Blue Blocks. Go to Blue Blocks today and get free shipping worldwide and 15% off with the code WILD. That's BLUBLOX.com and use code WILD for 15% off.
When do you feel like you are the most emotional? Because I feel like there's like such this stereotype that when a girl gets broken up with, they cry and eat chocolate and all their friends come over, and like the movies have like painted this picture, right? And then after like a week has gone by, they just thrive. And then on the flip side, again, like this is what the media has like painted and portrayed, is that guys like go out and they hook up with all these girls and they party, and then they realize that they are not better off without the girl, and they miss them and they want them back, and they're a simp for the girl, and then they get really, really sad afterwards.
Right.
Is that a line? Does the media's portrayal of a straight male's breakup pertain to you as a straight male?
I mean, once again, circumstantial, because some of the relationships I got out of, I was like, wow, that did suck.
So sorry to those women.
Yeah. No, I mean, whatever. I think it was more along the lines of like after a bad experience with someone else that like highlights things, or when things just aren't going well, and this is what it is. When things aren't going well, or there's something that happens and your brain thinks to share whatever happened with the person that you always share things with.
Oh,
but like they're in the can't talk to them category. You either there's two things that happen. You don't send that text. You're sad because you can't share it with them. You try to like redirect that. Or two, you send that text and then you have all the consequences that go with that.
Yeah. And that opens up a new can of worms.
I was thinking about you too.
Yeah.
I told you not to talk to me, or silence.
Yeah. Oh, radio silence, right? And that's a range of pain that any of those responses can deliver. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I feel, I feel, I mean, overall, I think it's situational no matter what the relationship is.
Yeah, I just don't think that there's a one size fits all.
No, absolutely. That's literally anything in every topic that we'll ever talk about, is that there's not a one size fits all, and we want to make that very, very clear.
Except for our love.
Is
one size fit. That doesn't even make sense.
No.
That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah,
this is a hot topic because people have very, very descending views on this thing.
Okay.
All right. Can you, as a woman or as a guy, be friends with someone the opposite sex or same sex that you were attracted to?
Ooh.
And I'm not saying you're attracted to that friend. I'm saying like you as a guy who's straight would be attracted to a girl.
Oh,
or
I
as
see.
as like two gay men or as two gay women, right?
Can
like
you be friends?
Or any gender, right? Can you be friends with the other side and not have that come into play?
I mean, okay, so again, speaking only from my perspective, I personally have succeeded at many male platonic friendships, and I think that I have sometimes sensed that on the guy's side, that if I opened that door and let there be more, that they might take the opportunity.
Oddly cocky of you.
But I mean, just in my 27 years of life, you know what I mean? Like it has happened before where I feel like if I had given the green light, they might have taken the opportunity. And maybe not. Maybe I'm totally reading everything wrong and I'm a cocky fuck. Like maybe, I have no idea. But my spidey senses, when I could sense the spidey senses in the room of like sexual tension radiating off their body a little bit, I was like, ooh, don't like this. This is weird. And I would just like make sure to like sit on couches not near them. You know, I mean, like, I'm overcomplicating everything. Oh my God, this is my special power, overcomplicating everything. But no, I definitely do think it's possible. I think it again, situational. I feel like that's how I'm getting out of every question right now. Saying situational. But I think when my spidey senses did tingle, I just chose to ignore them. And I was like, ignorance is bliss. This friendship is great. But I mean, sometimes there have been guys who have done things for me in a friendship that are like above and beyond that.
So not only were your lovers generous, your potential lovers were also generous.
My potential lovers. I mean, I feel cornered and sweaty.
No wrong answers here. Just ones that hurt my feelings.
Right. Okay. Well, you know, suck it up. Again, I think that I have had some situations where, again, spidey senses tingling in a friendship where a guy would like do something really nice for me, like really, really thoughtful and nice. And I mean, like I have a lot of guy friends. I feel like I almost am more comfortable hanging out with dudes than I am girls sometimes, aside from like my close girlfriends. I feel like I can just hang with the bros. Okay. And yeah, I don't know. So I guess my advice is ignore the sexual tension. Ignorance is bliss.
I don't think I've ever disagreed or thought an answer from you on this podcast was such bullshit.
I mean, okay, but like here's the thing is that I feel like there is a level of like malice that could go with this because I do know girls what?
No, it's good.
I just feel like I do know girls who have used like their sexual tension power to like seduce like quote unquote guy friends and doing so much for them. And I've like witnessed that and been like, oh my God, like that's like, why are you gross? Like, why are you doing that? Like the poor guy. I think the situations that I've seen that I'm like, ooh, this is toxic is that it's not reciprocated the effort and they're just using the person that they know is not in love with them but interested, and they're like, oh, this one extra errand could be the thing that makes them fall in love with me and then we can be together forever.
I don't think anyone is that intentional about like going above and beyond with little things to like win them over. I think that those feelings are just there and they'll just continue doing it and hopefully not get hurt.
Oh, that's so sad though.
Yeah, what's sad is that you are like, oh, I'll just ignore that and not communicate that. That's sad.
What do you mean?
I mean, obviously you can't go around and be like, hey, I noticed that you were super nice to me. I just want to talk about whether or not that was platonic. Like, obviously you can.
That's so awkward. No, oh my God. I just shriveled up and died thinking about being like, hey, so that really nice thing for you today, I just want to say that it was like really nice, but like maybe don't do that again if it has like the wrong intentions.
Kidding. My point is I would be a little more indirect in terms of just like, I probably want to talk about who, if they were interested in anybody.
No, but I totally do that too. But then I feel like that can be used as a segue to gauge someone else's reaction on how the person that they're interested in is talking about. No, I don't know.
Well, you overthink the fuck out of this
I know. Oh my God. I feel like I just like being in my mind is very stressful.
I think that guys are really, really bad at turning their penis off sometimes.
Right.
Like bad.
So you're saying that my spidey senses were tingling were right?
I think any man that is in the presence of you long enough would be foolish not to be interested.
I just want everyone to know that Jeremy is, if you're not watching the video portion of this, the component is just feeding me the most bullshit look of his life.
No, but like, I mean, here's the deal. I think that and I feel like I just like shit on guys this entire podcast, but like I know a lot of guy friends that are first in line to fuck up that friendship for the chance to like
hook up with the girl.
Yeah. But here's, and this is just from my experience and my friends, a lot of them, although they would be down, I would say, it's not to say that they're actively interested. But I will say I think the driving factor for a lot of that for guys is not that like, oh, I'm interested in hooking up with her. I want to hook up with her. I'd like to be with her sexually, or even that I want a relationship with her. I think it's when a situation becomes something bigger or the opportunity for a situation to become something bigger, and that like scratches the itch of like feeling wanted, or like, oh, I'm good enough for them on multiple levels. That's just like, green light. It's not like but should I think about this? Maybe I shouldn't do this. It's just like hell yeah, why not? We'll think about the repercussions of that tomorrow.
Yeah, see, my overcomplicated brain would never just dive into something like that, I don't think, without thinking about it for at least 3 weeks.
Got it. Okay, so the follow-up question to that is, have you ever had a friend or friends that you're friends with, both of them, and you're hanging out, everything's cool, and you find out later they've been hooking up?
Yes,
and,
yes, I have.
And not told anybody about it?
Yeah, but you know what? I feel as if I can play devil's advocate because if I were to be in that position, you wouldn't want to mess with the dynamic of the friendship. You know what I mean? So I have had a group of friends and
who are all these friends you can't be honest with?
What do you mean can't be honest with? They weren't honest with me because they were fucking. What do you mean?
Okay.
I was on the outside of this one.
Got it.
But we had just like a big friend group, and there was a lot of us. There was like 10 to 15 of us that could hang out in groups of whatever at any time. And 2 of the people were hooking up, not dating.
Out of 15, 2 of them are always hooking up.
I mean, there was like a core group, and there was like, yeah, but they kept it a secret for so long and actually lied about it when someone addressed it. And it was like, they didn't like put them on blast or anything in like front of everyone, but I think it came up somehow and someone mentioned it and they ended up lying about it. It was like in a one-on-one conversation. Right. I was not there, but yeah, but I think they were just scared to mess with the dynamic of the friendship, which I truly do understand both sides because they don't want to be treated differently. They don't want to make anyone else awkward and they don't want the dynamic to change. I think especially if like they're not planning on dating or they don't know where it's going or just like doing whatever, right? It's like they don't want to risk messing up the friendship, especially if things might go back to normal. And I mean, quote unquote normal, like do things ever go back to normal after you fuck someone? Like, I don't know, but like
depends on the person.
Yeah. Of course. But yeah, they hooked up and then lied about it. And then one person ended up with looser lips than the other and confirmed it. And that's the end of that story.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's weird, but and maybe it's just because like the type of guys that if like acclimate towards,
okay,
the blunt honesty is part of the relationship.
Right. I mean, to be friends with you, you have to be able to like A, dish honesty and B, take honesty.
I'm fine with having, if I never have a new friend ever again in my life, like I've got such a core group of people that I already know and love. Like
Moose
I'm
and
good. Yeah, you and Moose.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't, and I get not everyone's like this and they think it's rude to not sugarcoat things or just ask what you're thinking.
Right.
And I'm not saying to like get in people's business. And obviously if they're keeping it a secret, it's their secret. Mm-hmm. But if the secret's impacting the rest of the group and you want to maintain friendships, then you might want to be a little more communicative about that.
I just feel like people are scared though. Like they're scared that the outcome is going to be worse than whatever the present is of not saying anything.
Yeah, I get it.
And again, I haven't been in this situation, but I feel like playing devil's advocate, like it's risky. It's risky because if things are okay in that current moment, they're like, why would we risk messing this up?
Definitely. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you, not necessarily on the boyfriend side, right? Like, or an ex-boyfriend, have you been able to hook up with someone and then become friends and just hang out in a platonic sense afterwards?
No. No.
Really?
No. I also too haven't slept with the same amount of people as you have. And you can do with that information, audience, as you would like, but
why did that have to come back to be an attack at me?
That wasn't an attack. It's only an attack if you thought it was personal.
Was it personal, Lauren?
No. Just is your number higher?
Lauren's voice gets really high when she lies. No, of course not.
Yeah, if you ever want to know if I'm lying, it's
guys. I've had more sexual partners than Lauren. There's a fact.
That's a fact. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, back to my question to you. Have you been able to become friends with anyone you've hooked up with?
No, but I just don't think I've ever had the opportunity to make that happen because like it's been like relationship sex and then like super random person that I saw 2 or 3 times and never saw again sex. Like I've never had anything in between where I like would run into them over and over again. And that's partially due to moving cities at some point as well, is that I left people in another country, literally. But I am such like, I don't know, this is going to sound so like, I literally hate that I'm going to say this, but like, I feel like I'm not like, I don't want to say empath, but like I take on people's energies really easily, and I can like read when someone's mood changes immediately, and I kind of absorb that. And so like if I'm feeling weird about potentially having slept with someone, just say 6 months ago, and I start overthinking that they're feeling weird about it as well, or like even just knowing that we at one point had sexual chemistry, like I don't think that I could make that energy between two people go away.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you there's no right or wrong answer to this question, but
Okay.
I know that that's your truth and a fact for you.
Okay. I'm scared.
Do you think that's the same case? Honestly, for me.
Like the rational side of me wants to say yes, but like the girlfriend side is like, bring a bitch that you've slept with around here and I will kill.
This was not
I will
my,
kill.
this was not, that was not going to be the next step here.
Okay, well, I think this is my exit for every answer. Situational.
Are you kidding?
Okay, well,
You might as well run for office with the amount of politicking you're doing in this podcast. Give people the answer. We're honest with them. We are honest with these people.
I'm thinking, I know. I have knee sweat. Like that's how honest I am. Is that like
You have knee sweat sitting downstairs.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let me think about this. Some people, see, I think it's just too hard because I'm your girlfriend. I have a fun story to tell. So one time, this is like kind of unrelated, but this is just an example of me wanting to kill a bitch. And I'm not a jealous person. Like I really am not, but there's just like, Okay, wait. I'm not a crazy jealous girlfriend. Like I'm not stereotypical, like text me at all times. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of like
I'm going to do
crazy.
what you did to me. I'm going to do what you did to me. Okay. Who's more jealous? Me or you? This is not a hard question.
Yes, it is. Can I wait, can I tell people what you said after last week's podcast?
What did I say?
About-
Okay, yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. I think that we are the same amount of territorial and protective.
Bullshit.
But not controlling.
No, you're more territorial than I am.
I don't know.
Because I would love, I would absolutely enjoy watching you mingle and be social in a room with every guy you've ever slept with.
But that's because you know that I'm awkward and I would die in that situation. That would be entertaining for everyone.
It'd be funny. Like
I know that'd
like,
be funny.
Right.
And also torture. Like that's so
It'd be funny. No, what would be
No,
torture?
you don't even
It'd be-
in a room with all the women that you've ever slept with.
Not to mention, you know what I'd do? Hey, Jeremy, nice to meet you. It's Samantha, you fucking asshole.
Oh my God, that's the second time we've used Samantha in the podcast. People with the name Samantha are like really stressed right now at home. Choose a new basic.
It's Amy, dickhead.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think I've ever slept with an Amy.
Okay, well, good to know.
Yeah.
So I want to be very clear that I'm not controlling. Neither of us are controlling. Like that jealousy component, we absolutely do not have, but definitely territorial. Wait, okay, so this story that I want to tell.
I really need you to answer the question before we go to the story.
No, I want to tell the story. Wait, I forget the question already. What's the question?
Who's more jealous?
Oh, I don't like the word jealous though, because that gives like the connotation of like controlling, and like that's not the right word. Who's more territorial? Me.
Thank you.
I will kill a bitch.
Yes.
Make eyes at my man and I will come for you.
You're way more jealous.
So this bitch at Coachella last year. I'm mad just thinking about it. And like I just want to be very clear, like, I'm not actually mad. Like it's such a funny story and we've told so many people because it is a funny story. So we're in line at Coachella to get food, which is like it's like a 45-minute situation where you're in line to get like 2 shitty chicken tenders and some like cold fries
for $35.
For $35. And we're waiting in line, hanging out. We're with our group of friends. And I mean, we've been staying there for like 20 minutes. So it's like everyone's just kind of standing there. It's like we're tired. We've chatted all day. Like we've been hanging out.
Right.
And I turn around, Jeremy's talking to some girl and I'm like, whatever. And you should play out this side of the conversation because I wasn't involved in this part.
She came up to me. I saw like we were like in line at the same parallel spot or whatever. Maybe she was like leaving or whatever. And she's like, Jeremy? I'm like, oh my God, how are you? Fuck. And
we'll call her Sarah.
This is Sarah. And Sarah comes up. Oh my God, Jeremy, hey, how are you? Like nice, like super sweet, nice, whatever. And like we like talk, but like I'm really trying to move on from this conversation. I'm just like I would like to not have to introduce them. I really would. And it's not,
when he says them, he means Sarah and I.
Right, yeah. And it just it's been too long. I've been talking too long, and I have to. Hey, yeah, hi, Sarah. This is my girlfriend Lauren, Sarah, and she goes, oh, nice to meet you. Hi, and immediately turns to me, blocks off Lauren and goes, so like, are you seeing anyone? And I could feel Lauren's fucking laser daggers. Just
daggers.
into my fucking neck. And I was like, yeah, I really am. It's right there. Okay. Anyway.
No, the daggers weren't at you. I want to be very clear. Daggers, like.
I could feel the side beams.
Girls supporting girls, not the energy. Not the energy.
I mean, like, this is my girlfriend, Lauren. Okay, great. So, like, are you?
She literally like chose to omit that information.
Just ignored it.
Yeah, just one in one ear and out the other.
We're gonna assume that there was some audio issues or something going on.
No, we shook hands. Like there was a.
Not to mention, when's the last time you shook hands with anybody?
Oh my god, yeah. What is shaking hands anymore? Right. Oh my god.
Anyway, that was up there with one of the more awkward but funny.
But fun. Doesn't mean that story is so funny because like I don't know if that's one of my top 3 territorial moments of my entire life. Just because the audacity that this Coachella bitch had. Oh my god.
I mean, I feel like I would have enjoyed the opposite situation of that way more.
But see, like, I feel as if it would have been more enjoyable had I still been a part of the conversation because you introduced us and I was like, yeah, fuck this. Like, I don't want to be a part of this conversation. So I turned around.
Right.
But that was the biggest mistake in my life. I should have stayed in that conversation so she could have said that and I could have been like, bah.
Lauren's fascination and obsession.
No. We're not encouraging violence. We're not encouraging violence. But I would have really enjoyed that encounter, and I'm not entirely sure what the outcome would have been. I don't know how many drinks I had at that point, but I'm sure it would have been entertaining.
Well, it was a number
everyone.
between 1 and 2 at any point in time.
I mean, drinks are just so hard to get at Coachella. It just takes forever. So realistically, I don't even know.
Throw some bedding on a bunch of different mattresses and sure, they all look alike. The same goes for pillows. But peel away the layers, look at what's inside, and you'll see they aren't all created equal. And that's what makes every purple pillow and mattress unlike anything you've ever slept on.
Guys, I hate to admit this, but I am a total pillow brat. Like, I'm basically the Princess and the Pea level of annoying with how particular I am about my pillow. And I am here to tell you that the purple pillow is a game changer, and it's because of the purple grid. It's a patented comfort technology that instantly adapts to your body's natural shape and sleep style.
With over 1,800 open air channels designed to neutralize body heat, Purple provides a cooling effect that other mattresses can't replicate. And to up your sleep game even further, the grid of the Purple pillow provides a total head and neck support. Lauren and I used to fight over who got the better pillow, but now that we both have a Purple pillow, things are much more harmonious at bedtime.
Experience the Purple grid and you'll sleep like never before. Go to purple.com/wild10 and use promo code WILD10. For a limited time, you'll get 10% off any order of $200 or more. That's purple.com/wild10. Promo code WILD10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Terms apply.
Something that, not to change directions and tangents from what we just did, but I'm glad that we decided, and everyone can be in the audience can decide who they think is a little more jealous. But something that I think is interesting and plays a role in all this shit. I think I just heard Moose fart.
No, it was my throat, literally like swallowing but not swallowing. It was like a weird. I'm not entirely sure what happened.
Don't cut this part. Anyway, something that is interesting that I think is so indicative of like our upbringings and where we're at today and like how we live and work. Friend dynamics.
I have a question that I need to ask you really quickly before we move on to this topic. Have you ever gone through a girlfriend's phone?
Yeah.
You have?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Before the time of like Face ID and thumb unlock. Yeah. Oh, my God. Tell me everything. What did you find? Also, why did you go through the phone? What were you looking for? Like, did you have evidence to be like,
the only time I've gone through a girlfriend's phone is because I had a weird feeling.
Yeah.
And I was 100% correct.
Oh my God. I just feel like that'd be the worst feeling ever. I haven't had that experience, but I've had friends who have. And then it's so shitty because I feel like for my one friend who had it happen in high school, she had gone through her boyfriend's phone. And obviously he's in the wrong more because he's cheating. But it's like she did something that's, quote unquote wrong to find out. And so they have something to use against you when you're like, are you cheating on me?
Yeah, but here's the issue. This is how that person gets caught up. Because when I found that out, I don't know how long I waited before I was like address the issue.
Right.
But I was like, I want to be very, very clear. I did this.
Right.
I saw this.
Yeah.
and we need to discuss this.
Right.
As opposed to being like,
Discuss. To use the word discuss, I'd be like, get your shit and get out.
yeah, anyway, the point is,
That's so nice.
God, the times that I'm nice. No, but I think there's a difference between that and the person who's like, so, is there anything you wanted to tell me? And this, and that, or whatever? And
yeah.
like, I think that people get so caught up in the dramatic flair of like, I want them to admit it. Well, they didn't admit it, so that's why I'm breaking. No, you're just playing games. What
Yeah.
you need to do is discuss the fact that like, one, you thought there wasn't a reason to trust. Two, you looked at it, you're correct. And then three, how do you fucking get through either that or button that thing up and say best of luck? Because I also think there's a problem if you're looking through somebody's shit and there's nothing there, and to the point where like if you have to look like I know your we know you have all of my passwords. You know what I mean? You're not snooping through my shit. You got my shit. You know what I mean? Like there's no snooping here.
No,
because you've had my fucking GPS location since our date.
Since day two.
Since date 2, because I got lost in the neighborhood, and like we share every password and have like a
joint password thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about that level of like, we use the same devices and I saw this shit. I'm talking about you felt like you needed to go out and fucking snoop, and you either found something or equally as bad, you didn't find something, and it's like, well, you need to look inward.
Yeah. No, that's tough. Okay. Anyways, carry on with friend dynamic.
Friend dynamics. I think that it is like listening to you and the way that you describe your friends and the way that like you are very close to your friends. And I think that like being in LA, we've got a couple tiers of friendships.
For sure.
And I don't think that's necessarily because we feel like we need to appease lots of people. I think it's one of those things where you know that working in an industry where there's so much bullshit, it's just like you got to constantly weed people out.
Oh my God, yeah. I also just feel like too, when you get older, you value the time that you have to spend with others so much more. Like I feel like when I was in high school, I would just do things to do things and like be out, and I didn't really care who I was with. Like obviously I had like my closest friends, but like I just wanted to be busy and like hanging out and like doing things. But now I just feel like time is so much more valuable. That makes me feel like I'm like ticking like towards my death or something. But like, I just feel like, I don't know, like you value your close friends, and I just feel like I don't have time to like hang out with shitty people or fake people and fake friendships. Not to say that I don't have like acquaintances that I see at events and are friendly with, and like we're totally good. And like if they asked me to get coffee, I'd be down. But like, I feel like
you don't even drink coffee.
I drink very diluted coffee with soy or oat milk.
Like if I asked you to get coffee, I'm not even sure you'd say yes.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. A skinny vanilla latte made with soy milk and light ice.
I think, and this is oddly deep again, so apologies. I think that the older I get, the more I am precious with time in every aspect. Like when I was a kid, I didn't think about how much time something would take me. It was like, oh, what does this pay? Or what is the outcome? What is this and that? It didn't matter how much time it took. Oh, I want to do that. I want to earn this check. I want to do this. Whereas now it's like, it's not to say the outcome, the ending isn't important, but like, what's it going to take to get there?
Yeah. No, time is like different as you get older, I feel like. And that's something that you learn as you age.
But we have, although like more time than ever, I think when you're like in 4 years of high school or 4 years of college, it feels like eternity, yet it's flying by all at the same time.
Oh my God. Okay. High school felt like 19 years. Like high school felt literally never ending. And then college went by just like in a snap. Like it went by so fast. And then I think of like, I've been out of college for 6 years now, university or whatever. And that's gone by even faster. Like time just keeps speeding up. Like some days, obviously it feels like time is literally not moving. Are you good?
I just want to like, my legs sweating against this ladder over here.
That's what you would, it's a 5-inch inseam, you know?
I'm trying to not just have balls in the camera.
Yeah, don't put balls in the camera. That's how you get demonetized, and we would like to pay back these camera debts. So anyways, balls, camera debts, where was I?
Don't dare cut that.
Time is very valuable. I value my friends. I think a lot. I feel like I get so many questions about like, does LA actually have all these fake people? And I think the answer is that there's fake people in every city, and no matter how small your town is, you can find ingenuous people no matter where you go. I think LA...
Disingenuous.
What did I say?
Ingenuous?
Is that a word? No.
Fact check us?
I don't think it is. Disingenuous sounds right. Okay, that's what I meant. But I think you can find fake people everywhere. There probably is a higher amount of fake people in LA just because like our industry is so superficial.
Yeah, I also think that there's just higher, like, stakes in a lot of different verticals, and people feel like they need to pretend that they're more than they are to get there, whereas that's not necessarily the case in
accounting.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went two different routes there. Accounting.
Yeah.
No, but it's true. Like people, especially in like the influencer side of things, like love knowing everyone. And like that, the thought of that just stresses me out. Like as a partial introvert, like that just makes me sweaty thinking about that.
Well, also when you realize you have nothing in common with that person behind their cell phone, you just use the same filters. I'm going to push back on one of the answers you just gave. I got to be honest.
Okay.
You didn't, you said something about.
I hated that noise that you just made.
You said something about, okay. You said something about doing things because you felt like you had to, or like
in high
like,
school.
Yeah, or like oh, it's Friday, so I will go out. It's
Yeah,
this episode.
yeah.
I think there's still a few friendships and relationships and things that you feel indebted to.
Okay. Yes, definitely confirming that. But I also want to say that pre-COVID, there were definitely some things that I did because I felt like I had to, because my group of friends wanted to, or because it felt like there was pressure on like social media to also participate in whatever that like outing was or something.
Right.
And I feel like honestly, like the pandemic happening made me be like, I feel like I'm never going to see that person again because I don't have to.
Right.
Like I could just choose to not do that. And you always give me shit when I like am dreading doing something. You're like, you're 27. Like you get to make your own decisions. You don't have to do this. And I'm like, yeah, but like I should, but like I don't want to. But
the
like,
best part about living in your own house and paying your own rent and doing everything is you don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
I know.
Like when you are in junior high and high school and your parents say, we're going to go to Aunt Kathy's house. And
Oh
then
my
church
God, I
and
was
this.
thinking Aunt Kathy in my head too. Shut up. I don't even have an Aunt Kathy.
Let's get married.
Oh my God.
No, but like you just kind of have to, right? And like that's the best part of being a grown up. And for me, my friends, the people that I actually really, really fuck with, they get that. Like, it's not to say that like, to me, just short of you making plans with one other person and them changing their schedule, if there's a group of people, there's a thing or that or whatever, you should be able to communicate at some point in time in advance, not like the second of, like, yo, you know what? Shit day, wasn't the day. Let's kick it again sometime next week. Wish I could be there. Just not gonna work tonight. And they need to be able to go, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the people that I consider my actual friends are absolutely like that. And I feel like the most classic thing ever, and I don't know if it's just this city, because I feel like people did this in Toronto too, is like the fake making of plans, being like, oh my God, like we should totally get coffee sometime. Like, yes, absolutely down. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, have you been to Alfred? Like, they have the cutest matcha latte. We can take Instagram photos. But then you never actually pick a day. And it's like, you're both making good on obviously showing interest, but like no one actually pulls the trig on like wanting to pick a day and pick a time. So like, you're just like,
Rewind. Did you just abbreviate trigger to trig?
yeah, pull the trig.
Ooh, okay.
You know who I actually think I got that from is Remy, because when she's really, really good at
Shout out Pretty Basic.
Shout out Pretty Basic.
Not that they need our shout out.
Yeah, seriously. Pretty Basic. Can we get some shout outs over here? No, but like Rem is so, I think I got that from her because I think she says pull the trig when she wants to, when she's like too drunk.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a nice light to put her in.
Right.
Anyway.
I'm like queen. What do you mean? Queen of pulling the trig.
I just, what my favorite part about being in LA is that every once in a while when I say no to something.
Yeah.
You know, like, we should like do this. No, I don't like hiking. Hiking's the perfect fucking example.
Oh my God.
Every single
Jeremy,
person in the city is fucking obsessed with walking up hills. It makes no fucking sense.
It's a great workout and the views are incredible and it's dog friendly. Literally, what is not to like? You were complaining about your jawline the other day. This is how you could get your jawline back, is hiking, and Moose also gets exercise. Maybe Moose could find his jawline too, you know?
Did you just out me that I'm not happy with the way that my body and facial structure looks like to everybody? Well, welcome to my fitness journey. Don't keep me accountable. Anyway, I just, I'm not in. There are 1,000 things that I'd like to do with friends. I guess when I'm like hanging out with friends, it's not to say I don't like an activity. Walking up and down a hill in the sun doesn't seem like my cup of fucking tea.
It doesn't have to be your cup of tea.
Well, I know. But my favorite part is when someone's like, oh my God, like we should like go on a hike. And I'm like, no. And they look at me and I think because I'm just like,
okay, no. But I feel like where things go wrong is your delivery. You're not like, oh, you know what? I don't really fuck with hiking. Like, how about we do this instead? Like you just straight up start with, nah. And they're like,
Yeah, I don't like hiking. No, a lot of, but not even that. A lot of them are like, yeah, I know. It's like, what do you guys usually hike? I'm like, no, I don't hike. No, yeah, but like,
I just feel like the delivery, if someone doesn't know your humor, is like,
then I don't want to walk up a hill with them if they don't know my humor. I'd rather just fucking be alone.
This is what 28 looks like.
Yeah.
This is what 28 looks like.
And like, I'd like to consider myself a relatively social person, but like, I don't need to walk up hills with people I've met 2 times.
Babe, hiking's not your cup of tea. That's okay. It's okay. Moose and I have so many hiking buddies that we scratch that itch with other friends and other dog buddies, and it's totally fine.
I thoroughly enjoy a good sit, a nice glass of whiskey, some music, puppo, or go to a bar when those open up again.
Yeah, what's a bar? I was gonna say, what is that?
Or play some Monopoly Deal. It doesn't have to have alcohol, but like, I don't want to walk up a hill.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
So the question was, don't you feel like there are some friendships where you are beholden to what it was?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I feel like that can happen when in a few different scenarios. And like these are just the ones that I've experienced, is that one, you've been friends for a really long time and you feel like history has to hold you together. And that time, that the time that you've spent in like growing up together, and maybe like you grew up next to each other and you went to your first dance together, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
This
Like,
is the difference between guys and women right here.
oh my God. I don't know, but this is, welcome to my brain. It's very stressful in here.
I had no idea how much you're just thinking about all of the possible scenarios and outcomes that haven't happened.
Do you see what I have to nap every day?
Totally.
My brain is on overdrive all day from the moment I wake up. So, okay, going back to my point, I feel like there's time that can hold friendships together, and you feel like because you've been through so much and you've been friends for so long, like you should continue that friendship. Even though I think the reality is that there's so many friends that, not that you like outgrow the friendship, you just grow up and become totally different people. And if you're not compatible anymore as friends, I think that's totally okay, and something that's very natural in like your progression of how friendships go as you get older.
I completely disagree. I don't think that true friendships, ones that are genuine and have value on both sides, should feel like homework. I
totally agree. I just feel like I have become trapped into some of those friendships because as we have now identified, let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Let it go.
But like, all of what I love about my high school and college friends is not the conversations that we have on any of my day-to-day life. It's very much when I see you, we'll be good friends again. And that night, that weekend, when we go back for a wedding or if there's this or that, we just fall back in, and it's like no time has passed.
Absolutely.
And I want to hear about what's happened. But the friendship and the value that I have with that person is because we get to share experiences together.
Right.
I'm just not someone who derives a ton of pleasure from like texting or like FaceTiming 100 people from my past to keep up with everybody.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. They're moving on when I see them, because it will happen again one day when it's supposed to. We'll talk about it then.
Yeah, I mean, my good friends, I feel like my good friends from like Canada and like high school and college, it's the same thing. It's like, you know, we might not talk every single day. And I would say that like I'm definitely a bigger texter and communicator digitally than you are with friends.
I've got to the point where I just like, hey, let's hang out. Text my girlfriend.
Literally. Oh my God. I feel like I'm like your assistant for making social plans on behalf of us as a couple.
Yeah.
And
even
honestly,
like my new friends, I'll be like, hey, yeah, like my friends that
your
you've never
friends.
met.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, just text us both.
Yes,
Because we're
yes.
going to hang out all together. We are.
Honestly, I would rather
Package
just
deal.
do it. I would rather just do it.
See?
It's more organized that way. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think that like I love nothing more than FaceTiming my best friend from high school, you know, for 2 hours once every other month. You know what I mean?
Right.
We do like a catch up session. And like if something crazy from our small hometown happens, like I might get a text from her to be like, yo, guess what happened or something. You know what I mean? And we still feel connected and are still connected with our past, obviously, of everything that we've been through together. But we have the same expectations and are on the same paths of like growing up and doing our own things and going in and out of relationships and like hitting life milestones. And I feel like those are the healthiest ones when it feels low pressure. You're not like stressed about the expectations, because I feel like that can get really, really toxic.
I mean, I think that's my favorite part about social media is not for the daily shit. It's like, oh shit, that dumbass has a baby, and text him and be like, yo, you have a human life that relies on you. Wow, that kid's fucked. Like, that's fun.
Oh my God.
I mean, any guy can relate to the fact that like anyone that you went to high school with,
right?
Like, no one screams, what a good father Jimmy will be.
Right. When you're 17.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's fun. Like that's the thing that I think is healthy. I think it's okay to grow out of relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not to say that like it ends. It's just like, and then that's it. Like I said, like if I see you, when I see you, it'll be good. And if I don't, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just hard when like if there's a friend that's holding on more than the other or there's an imbalance, you know what I mean? It's like that can get tricky for sure. But
if there's a friend that is holding on or has more imbalance, then there almost needs to be closure to a degree on the old part of the relationship to move on. I get that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, tough territory for sure. Again, situational.
What's great about this is that I know that you have no issue keeping in touch with anyone you've ever hooked up with because it's not possible for you to be friends.
You're welcome for that. You're absolutely welcome. All my generous lovers in the past.
You know for a full-on fact, if you were on FaceTime with some dude that you had hooked up with in the past, you know I would come downstairs and like, ain't that the dude you used to hook up with? Hey, Robbie.
I've never hooked up with a Robbie, but yeah. Also, but just I just wouldn't be FaceTiming with the dude that I've hooked up with.
But you know that's my approach to it. That'd be funny.
Oh yeah, for sure. My approach would be her line would just go silent while you guys are FaceTiming. You wouldn't know why, but it was actually like low key me through a chain of other things. Yeah. What?
Oh,
yeah.
Got it. Okay, got it. Okay. I think I have a way to sum all this shit up, right? About friendships and exes and hookups as we typically do.
Okay.
Somehow we found a way to weave sex in once again. Do you think I would be friends with any of your exes on the basis that I didn't know that you ever dated?
No. Everyone that I've dated is incredibly different, like so worlds apart different. Like I've really sampled the the platter of different personality and
just a rainbow of
people.
Generous lovers.
We're never gonna drop this, guys. Oh my god, this one is sticking around for a long time, and I am so sorry.
Roy G. Biv of fellatio.
Oh my god, fellatio. What a gross word. No,
Mom,
Donna,
this
please.
isn't for you.
No, Donna, no.
Okay, so you don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I think there's people like if you were put in a room with them that you could have a good conversation, but I don't think
that happens. That happens once every other month.
Yeah, but I don't think you would have been like, oh my god, damn, like I connected with that dude so hard, like I can't wait to grab a beer with them. You know what I mean? Like there's no one that I think that you would be like friend attracted to. Like, you know, like you meet someone, you're like...
A friend boner?
A friend boner, yeah.
No, that doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh my God, no. You know who I had a friend boner for? Zach Cornditty's girlfriend, Maggie. When I met Maggie, I told Maggie this. I told Maggie the other day, I was like, because she, on her podcast, You Can Sit With Us, which is one of my faves, they were talking about like making friends when you're older. And I had an absolute friend boner for Maggie. And I was like, you are the sweetest human I've ever met. And I want to be friends with you.
Okay, so it's a no-go.
It's a no. It's a no. Do you feel as if there would be? I mean, I just got such a range to choose from. I'm sure there's someone in there that I could be friends with.
Why does everything have to be so pointed and negative to you?
It's just like a fun thing that I mean. It's like generous lovers, babe. It's my generous lovers for you. So deal with it.
Yeah, I do think you would be friends with at least one. No, at least two.
Wow.
Yeah. My like serious high school girlfriend and one of the girls I dated in college.
Okay.
And I think the other ones you'd fucking hate.
Okay.
And if you even had a whiff, a thought, just a moment's hesitation that they might have known me at one point in time, you wouldn't want to be in the same zip code. Yeah.
Dead. Yeah. Okay.
Just fuck.
All right. Well, on that positive note, maybe now's a great time to stop, drop, roll, rate the podcast, subscribe, and download on your podcast platform of choice.
Please comment below if you're a Spotify or an Apple person.
Oh yeah. Let us know what platform you prefer. It helps us for science.
And starting next week, a week after, kind of thing. We really like to maybe incorporate more of those themes that you suggested that you'd like us to talk about.
Huh?
Take some of the things people ask us to talk about and fucking talk about.
Oh, yeah. So if there's anything specific that you want us to discuss and share our perspectives on, to chat about, I texted my like public phone number and asked you guys what you want to hear on the pod. So you can text me and let us know. You can drop us a comment if you're on YouTube or tweet, Instagram, all the things. I don't know. Find a way to just I don't know, hit us up, find a way, we're everywhere, and let us know what you want us to discuss.
Well said.
Cool. Really nailed that one.
This has been what's the name of this podcast?
You sounded like Dak Shepard there. Okay, guys.
Welcome.
Oh, wow. That was
Armchair expert.
Wow, that was really good.
Thank you.
That was really good.
It sounds like a guy's voice trying to be like.
Wow, no, that was impressive. Okay, well,
shout out Dak Shepard.
Yeah, just giving everyone the pod shout outs today.
So this has been Armchair Expert. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week.
Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.